Well wishes to all of 125th birth anniversary celebrations of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. 14th April is the most historical date for Indian history and world. Why is it so? A human being born in untouchability or the worst slavery system of the world rose from dusk to dawn to create world history by liberating 250 million Dalits and tribals from the yoke of Brahminical social order. While doing so, he also transformed the Indian social order and created a new India and envisioned a new world. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar or Bhimrao Ramji Ambedkar was born on 14th April 1891 at Mahu, Jambudvip, Bharat, India. He climbed the Everest of knowledge by obtaining MA PhD from Columbia University, MSc DSc from London School of Economics, Bar at Law from Gray's Inn, London. He was conferred upon LLD by Columbia University. So did Osmania University by conferring him D.Litt. His benefactors, Sayaji Rao Gaikwad of Baroda, Chhatrapati Shahu of Kolhapur, and friend Naval Bhattaina were of immense help for him for financing higher education abroad. He was the pioneer of movement of human rights in India, which envisaged civil and political rights and achieved them for the depressed classes, women as well as Indians. The Mahar Satyagraha and evidences before the Simon Commission, along with work in the Round Table Conferences in Joint Committee of Indian Constitutional Reforms, guaranteed so and laid a framework of an India governed by constitutional mechanism rather than the Adharma Shastras. Not only did he realize the civil and political rights of the people, but also worked and opined on the policies for reorganization of India, transforming it from caste feudal patriarchal Adharma anti-modern social order to a new social order and new India. These policies of reorganization of India included, as early as 1917, that he propounded industrialization and urbanization of India from removal of poverty in ensuring high standards of living, consolidation of land holdings as economic holdings, in organizing agriculture as an industry, and distributing land to the landless. These policies right since 1917 in onwards were so crucial for the caste feudal patriarchal social order of India. Water and power policy for cheap universal electricity, irrigation, waterways and flood controls, mineral policy for industrialization and advancement of science and technology, in environmental policy. Today, world is discussing about sustainable development, but it was Dr. Ambedkar and his party, All India Scheduled Caste Federation, which designed an environmental policy for the first time in the country and world. Labor rights, welfare and social security in and around the beverage plant, or the Independent Labour Party of Dr. Ambedkar was the first party of India, along with the British Labour Party, which declared a social and economic program for the labour rights and social security and other social protections. Building human resources through education and skill development was the policy that he pursued as the Labour Minister, a Labour member in Viceroy Linlithgow's Executive Council. Gender equality and empowerment through constitutional rights and Hindu Code Bill. It is worthy mentioning here that when in 1929 British women were given right to franchise, 1 year before in 1928 Dr. Ambedkar was advocating universal adult franchise for women here in India. A united India, strong center with flexible federalism and small states with second capital to address the problems of communal majority vis-a-vis the communal minority in viability and administration of the states, along with defense considerations. A representative electoral system akin to the proportional representation system for a truly representative democracy that India needs ever so today. Foreign policy for national self-interest in alliance with democratic countries, which India seems to be pursuing today, aligning with the democratic countries led by American, European Union countries or other Asian countries. Ambedkarite economics, as distinguished from welfare economics or communist economics or capitalist economics, with the preeminence of state in fair role of market and a civil society, with moral and human considerations of justice and equity, growth and development. This is the economic model that is required for India and the world to counter the problems of inequalities in development and poverties, in exclusions and deprivations. The concept of 8 democracies that no other Democrat, either Walter Begehart or Abraham Lincoln or Robert Dahl, has envisioned. These were the social, economic, political, constitutional, parliamentary, labor, in moral and intellectual democracy. Indeed, Dr. Ambedkar is the greatest Democrat of the world. The greatest Indian constitution, which was envisioned with fundamental rights, welfare state, parliamentary democracy, flexible federalism, independence of judiciary, comptroller and auditor general, election commission of India and its independence, the principles, the golden principles of justice, liberty, equality, fraternity, along with reservations to the SC/STs and OBCs, and a special mention of the special protection of indigenous rights to the tribals in 5th schedule and 6th schedule, are quite unique and unparalleled, which no other single constitution of the world provides for. All these were envisioned and worked upon for creation of a new social order and a new India based on equality, liberty, fraternity, and justice and humanism, which were conspicuously negated by Hindu social order as sanctified by the dharma ordained by the Shastras. This new social order was a democratic human scientific society and a new India, a constitutional in democratic India. Dr. Ambedkar is indeed the father of constitutional and democratic India. The conceptualization of annihilation of caste. The conceptualization of annihilation of caste in a humanitarian, rational, in ethical Dhamma of Buddha as enunciated by Baba Sahab is to realize in ideal society and an enlightened India, that is Prabuddha Bharat. Thus the above ideas of democracies, constitutional rights, and safeguards, annihilation of caste, in humanitarian Dhamma, along with policies of Ambedkarism, are a sheer remedy for the problems of caste-based socio-economic inequalities that India is beleaguered with, and various reports of World Bank and United Nations have castigated India for this caste-based socio-economic inequalities. We must relentlessly endeavor for the same, for this new India, for a new social order which is democratic, scientific, humane, and enlightened India by Ambedkarism. Nothing less shall suffice. A moral and political philosopher, Dr. Ambedkar, advocated a democratic world order during Second World War and took position against the dictatorship and racial supremacy of Hitler. A radical humanist, he felt that a new world order based on equality, liberty, fraternity was absolutely necessary for the salvation of the world. For this, the reorganization of societies and nations must be made on equality, liberty, fraternity. You see, thus, the advocacy for a democratic world order, in a new world order, as early as 1940s, when the world was yet to come terms with democracy and human rights before the formation of United Nations, shows the pragmatism and enlightenment of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar. Today, with over 110 democratic countries in debates for a just world order by Rawls or Valentini, vindicates his stand ever more than anyone else in the world. This is very significant to understand. Along with this, a modern world based on justice and a new world based on Dhamma were necessary for removal of human sufferings and making the world happy. Thus, a political and moral philosophy in policies of Ambedkarism deliberate upon both the mental as well as material reconstruction of the world. This reconstruction is not merely philosophical, but pragmatic, with human endeavor. Educate, agitate, organize. Enlighten thyself, the suttas. Thus, Ambedkarism, a universal philosophy and policy, addresses the all-round problems and sufferings of human life, be it poverty, inequality, racism, casteism, gender discrimination, genocidim, sustainable development, terrorism, cultural and religious conflict, economic exploitations, etc., that the world grapples today. Baba Sahib Dr. Ambedkar is thus the philosopher of the world. No other philosopher, great man, revolutionary or leader, enlightened, in work for the betterment of the world that he did. Dr. Ambedkar is the greatest amongst the great that human history has produced, from Moses to Marx and Luther King to Rawls. Baba Sahib is the modern Buddha who showed the new way of enlightenment in humanism to the world. Let us create a new India and an enlightened new world by Ambedkarism. This is the best tribute to the ideal of world humanity, Baba Sahib Ambedkar. Mangal wishes of 14th April, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar birth anniversary. Let us observe 14th April as National Equality Day and International Day of Humanism and Enlightenment. Jai Bhim, Jai Prabuddha Bharat, Jai Prabuddha World.